Nier Automata. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. Humanity has been driven from the earth by mechanical beings from another world. Beans? Not runner beans, is it? Humanity has been driven from the earth by mechanical beings from another world in a final effort to take back the planet. The human resistance sends a force of android soldiers to destroy the invaders. Now a war between machines and androids rages on, a war that could soon unveil a long forgotten truth of the world. Guys, I want to start by saying that this game really is made totally for a controller. I'm playing this on a mouse and keyboard because it says you can, and a lot of people will have bought this game based on the information that this game is well playable on a mouse and keyboard. Well, it just isn't. And I want to talk about the game from a controller perspective first, and then from a mouse and keyboard perspective, and then you can decide whether you should go out and actually buy this. So from a controller perspective, it's slick, it's fine. You have total control over your character. There is no problems at all. You have all the 8-point aiming with the twin sticks. Very simplistic controls on this. It's not complicated at all. There's hardly any controls, to be honest. There's only about 7 or 8 buttons to press or triggers to pull. It's pretty simplistic. It's a bit like Dark Souls. You have light attack, heavy attack, and then you have your combos on top of that. So it's dead easy to play on a controller. It's a different story altogether on a mouse and keyboard. On a mouse and keyboard, you don't have the 8-way directionals for a start, because that's done on the keyboard, and the keyboard's great at the 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, quarter past, and quarter to. But you try going 10 past, 22. It's not going to happen, and that is a problem, because a lot of the not a lot of the combat, but quite a bit of combat happens where you need them angles, and you've had it. Because what this game does, it puts you in like a spaceship shoot 'em up, it puts you in third person, it puts you side scrolling, it puts you top down. It kind of doesn't seem to know what it wants to do, and I found that not only confusing but irritating as well. And you're kind of holding your breath as a mouse and keyboard user, because you think, please don't go top down, and then it goes top down. And I actually lost 3 of my health kits just on the top down bit, because it totally screwed me. I wasn't ready for it. I find it kind of stupid. It's kind of like they did it just so people go, wow, they did that, they're switching to doing everything, platformer. Is it a top down or is it a third person? I find it just confusing, unnecessary, and stupid, and it kind of spoiled a lot of the fun that I've been having in this game. I wish they'd just leave it as what it is. It's a third person bloody supposedly open world game. I'll come to that in a minute, but they don't. It's all over the place. It's very, very clunky. In fact it's a terrible port, guys. The whole menu system is a joke. You can't even rebind the mouse keys on the. You can't rebind half of the keys. There's a lot of the keys just you can't rebind them. It's just awful. The mouse has horrendous lag on it. Also, if you move the mouse fast, it thinks you're imitating the slide of the pad on the top of the controller on the PS4. It's just awful. It's so badly done on the mouse and keyboard. You can tell they've put no effort whatsoever into keyboard and mouse controls for this. And before people say, oh, go and buy a controller, I've got 3 controllers. It's not a case of go and buy a controller. I just want to play with a mouse and keyboard, because that's where I'm skilled in a mouse and keyboard. I'm not skilled on a controller. So why should I? If I see a game that says, hey, you can use a controller or you can use mouse and keyboard, brilliant. Well, I'm a mouse and keyboard user, so I'll buy it then on the premise that I can use a mouse and keyboard. But no, what they should say is, hey, controller support, horrible mouse and keyboard support. If you buy this game, warning, you won't be able to play it that good. And there's the problem. It's not just that, it's the way the game's actually made as well, because you play 2B, this tart who's dressed in gothic style, white panties, high-heeled cavalier boots, and yet she runs around the desert fine. It's just so much bullshit. She looks about 14, but has very, very large breasts. And she's accompanied by this kid who looks about 10. This is the best the Earth has to offer in their fight against the robots, by the way. And he looks about 10. It's typical anime. It's typical Japanese shit. But we'll just skip by that, because I don't even want to go there, to be honest. It's all just a bunch of, I don't know, better not say it. But what happens is this 9S guy follows you around, and he's very handy indeed with his sword and stuff, but he gets in the way. My use key is Y, because I use TGFH for movement, and so when I move to pick something up, it'll say press Y over the thing that you want to pick up. But the problem is he then runs into shot and you press Y on him and you go, hi, how can I help you? And it's like, I don't want to talk to you, mate. I want to pick that up off the floor. This has happened 30 times if it's happened once. It's happening bloody all the time, guys. It is so fucking annoying. And coming back to clunky controls, just trying to position yourself to even get the icon to open a chest is a mini game on its own. You know, just moving around because you don't have the analog movement on a keyboard. It's all sloppy, clunky, and that's not even going into the graphics, which clearly have been upscaled. You can see that it isn't native 1080p when I'm playing this 1080p. It's just, the graphics are awful. I mean, if you look at the water, they've got this kind of shimmering going on. It's hideous. The graphics are just not very good. The animations, they're pretty good, especially on the character that you control. It looks really slick when she's doing all her moves and running around. But bringing this onto the combat, it's alright. It's not horrific, the combat. It's very Dark Soulsy with the combat, but it's all based around combos. You've got your heavy and your light attacks, but this is the thing I don't like about it. If you're running towards an enemy and then you press the jump button and then you switch into an attack, your character stops in midair. It doesn't like follow on with the momentum. It just kind of stops in midair and does all these attacks on the spot, floating in midair with bending time and space to just kind of stop. And that's so annoying because you kind of timed it perfectly, because you're so used to playing these kind of games and you time it perfectly. You think, right, I'm going to land on him now, and you press your attack and then they just stop, and about a foot or a couple of feet short of the bloody target. So the reason that is because this game is built totally around combos. You're not meant to play with skill like that, where you have to time things. You're supposed to just do these lots and lots of combos, walk right up to the enemy, combo, so that she can do all these neat tricks and show off her knickers, guys, because let's be honest, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Dodging. You know what dodging is on a keyboard? Press any of the movement keys twice. Off. What a pile of shit. Why can't it just be bound to one key? Why? Gets worse, guys. Do you know how you heal? You have these little healing kits that you buy. You can either have a light one or a medium one. You can probably get heavy ones later on. And to use one manually, guys, which I want to, you have to hold down Alt, down arrow, which opens up a menu at the bottom left of your screen, which only stays on your screen 1.5 seconds. You then select light or medium and then press the use key. So you've got to press all that while you're in the middle of a battle. The only other way to use them is to set your little pod, which I'll come to in a second. I'll come to them now. You have this little pod that's really cool. It follows you around. It's also got a chain gun on it, and you can upgrade that. I'll come to upgrades in a second. But you can set that via a chip to auto heal you when your health drops to around about 30%, which makes the game ridiculously easy. You just buy a shit ton of these, and then you just run off and have fun. And that's pretty much what I do, and you never have to worry about your health again. Why can't we just heal ourselves with a key? Why can't I just rebound a key to roll or to dodge? Why can't I rebound a key to use a medium health kit or a light health kit? What is so hard about that? Anyway, guys, once you get past the clunkiness, there is a pretty good game underneath this. I quite like a lot of the combat, really. Once you get used to doing combos, I've probably got about 6 combos off at the minute, and it is fun using the combos. I'd much rather have it free, where I'm just free to do what the hell I want. You can just run in and spam, but on the heavier, bigger armored robots, that's not gonna, you're not gonna last long doing that. You've got to really approach them strategically from above. I've found is one of the best ways. Hitting them hard, losing their shield, and then finishing them off with your little pod that has this hilarious gun. You can also buy new weapons. So you've got, like, I've got 2 swords at the minute. I've got a light sword and a heavy sword, which I can combo nicely as well. So it is fun in that sense. You have this open world map that's not really open world as well. Let's talk about that a bit. Don't get this idea that you're going into something like Ghost Recon open world kind of map. You're not. You're going into a very small, cramped open world full of invisible barriers that kind of force you into little areas and say, you got to go over there, really. If you want to farm some stuff, because you have all these things you can farm, and you can craft upgrades for your weapons, and you can sell them to vendors and buy new stuff off the vendors. And you have to kill certain robots to get the little parts off them. You'll get side quests, very mundane side quests they are as well, but you also get main quests where you have to go and get stuff as well. Lots of fetch quests in this. Very little depth to the actual questing in this. The story's pretty alright, I guess. It's not horrendous, but it's not, you know, it's not going to win any awards, I don't think. But like I say, this open world filled with the people that you interact with that tell you the story, it's pretty lackluster, to be honest. The world, all it seems to, in fact, the world's fucking awful, let's be honest. The more I think about it, the world is inhabited with fuck all, really. It's very poor. It's it's shite. It's shite, guys. When you compare it to The Witcher 3 and you compare it to the like, I mean, and let's be honest, guys, we're talking about a £40 game here. We're not talking about some $14.99 indie offering here. This is a big fucking game, guys. You know, people say, oh, it's not AAA. Well, they're charging AAA money for it. It's £40 on the PC. Probably more on the console. So I'm comparing this to The Witcher 3 as far as the world's concerned, and it's fucking nowhere near as good as The Witcher 3 world, or any other big open world for that. Even the boss fights are shit. I mean, I played a boss fight, and the amount of times that the game took control of my character to show me a cool animation. In fact, I even killed the boss. I didn't even kill it. I was just standing watching a cutscene of me killing the boss, doing a move I never even did. You know, fucking hell. So that's a word of warning if you're going to buy this, you know. You'll not hear all this from the yes men, obviously. This is a console game totally in my eyes. I think on the console, yes, definitely worth a buy on the console. On the PC, if you're using a controller, you know, word of warning, it's not the best world out there. It is a bit mundane, it is a bit repetitive, it's not great, it's all combos and stuff, but if you like that kind of stuff, if you like that kind of Dark Souls-y combat, you know, then yes, you're gonna like it. It has consequences for dying. If you don't get back to your body, you will lose all the chips that you've bought that you can upgrade yourself with, like augments, if you like. You lose all of that and everything else that you were carrying as well. You won't lose your base stuff. So there is consequences for death. It is quite a hard game, especially on the higher difficulty levels. But if you're looking at buying this for keyboard and mouse, think again. It's nowhere near worth a buy on keyboard and mouse. So bear that in mind. I'm not saying it's a bad game, because it's just not. But for keyboard and mouse, it's not good.